Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome back to the show. In today's spooky episode, we're talking scary movies, and I'm giving my top 5 or more scary movies of the last 25 years or so. And then we gotta get to our NFL power rankings, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the NBA's declining viewership. Plus, we've got an interview with R&B group and TikTok superstars, the SiAngieTwins. But first, let's talk football. And it doesn't get much better than that Hail Mary pass from Jayden Daniels with 0 on the clock. Commanders down 3, and he lets it go for 52 yards. Oh, touchdown. Game 1. And I gotta give credit to the Commanders O-line for giving Jayden Daniels time to cook. Protect that man. That's what you want to see from your O-line. Protect him at all times. And I was particularly excited to see this game as the 2024 number 1 and number 2 draft picks faced off, okay? So, Battle of the Rookie QBs is over. We know who won, and possibly Rookie of the Year too. And Daniels emerges as the one. And that's not to short Caleb Williams or anything, okay? His game has definitely improved as the Bears had, a bit of a rocky start to a relatively easy schedule when you think about it. Up until this matchup, the only team they should have lost to is the Texans. Yeah, but the Colts claimed victory in week 3. And then for the past 3 weeks, they've been playing teams like the Rams, Panthers, Jaguars. Week 1, they had the Titans. So lots of not top 10 type teams. You guys like my consonants? Whereas the Commanders, they've beaten the Bengals. They had to grind it out against the Ravens. They lost, but it was still a competitive game. I really think they could have won that game too. They beat the Browns at the top of the month, who just beat the Ravens. And I think a lot of it had to do with Jameis Winston, so I gotta give him props there. But for me, most importantly, it's kind of what I said last episode. The Ravens' pass defense and secondary is sketch. They have the worst pass defense right now, allowing 291.4 yards per game. But I digress, okay? Because the Bears made this a competitive game, all right? Jayden Daniels, though, is still recovering from a rib injury, and he's gonna need his rest. Not so much for the 2-6 Giants, but for those Steelers in Week 10. And when it comes to defense, the Steelers are not bottom of the charts like the Ravens, okay? Top 10 defense without a doubt, and that's partially what won them the game against the New York Giants. And it was so great, though, to see Russell Wilson really hitting a stride. This is the second game he started for Mike Tomlin's Steelers, and as this dude on YouTube said, quote, "Seeing shades of vintage Russ brings a tear to my eye." Yeah, with Russ, the Steelers have had 2 over 400-yard performances. And the Steelers only had 400 or more yards twice in the last 3 seasons combined. I'm happy for Russell Wilson, especially after the situation in Denver, and now he's finding a groove in Pittsburgh when it counts. Beating the Jets, and now the Giants, and they got a bye this week, and then who? The Commanders. And that will be an important game. I feel like that's a really big one. And then you've got that classic division rivalry game. Of course, I'm talking about the Steelers versus the Ravens, which will really set the tone, for the rest of the year. Will the Ravens have their defense situation together? Because the Steelers do. And they might have an answer for that rush game. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. We're going to see. But guys, this is my favorite part of the season as the dust is starting to settle. We're finding out really who is who. And the Chiefs are definitely who should be at the top of the NFL's Week 9 power rankings after beating the Raiders, who can sometimes just beat the Chiefs out of pure hate. The Raiders were 8-9 last year, beat the Chiefs on Christmas, Chiefs turn around, win the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, even if the whole Raiders team is in shambles, kind of like it is now. And we know that division rivalry game can go either way. So why does the Lions beating the Titans now place them at the top of the power rankings? Sure, the Lions put up 52 points, making this look like one of those private school versus high school games. And in Vegas, it's always Bishop Gorman who does that to teams like mine, Spring Valley. Oh my God. And the thing is that Jared Goff only threw for 85 yards, okay? You've got running back David Montgomery throwing touchdown passes. This game was just for fun, okay? It's like back in Roman times when the emperor would bring out a gladiator and then he'd bring out a saber-toothed tiger or lion in this case, okay? So it's not fair. The game was a scrimmage to the Lions, not the line of scrimmage, a game of scrimmage, okay? We're talking practice, right, AI?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
And I know DeAndre Hopkins is happy he got to leave before he had to experience that smackdown and become collateral damage on his Titans squad. The Titans are bad. I'm talking Dwayne Wade's statue bad. But I love Dwayne Wade, though. No shade there, okay? But that statue is something else. Why? But that does not look like that man. But anyway, the Lions look dangerous, okay? They're definitely doing great things. The Motor City grid, all of that. Yeah, we know. But I still need to see a couple things from the Lions. And yes, I'm going to be a haughty Chiefs fan, but I need to see what they do this week with the Packers. Okay? And I need to see how they handle CJ Stroud and those Texans before I consider them to be ranked higher than the undefeated Chiefs. And Chiefs really just need to keep doing what they're doing. Mahomes isn't launching bombs every game, but he doesn't have to. When he needs to, he will. And I'm excited to see how this next game against the Bucs will go. But even if the Chiefs lose, and I don't think they will, but even if they do, Chiefs were 11-6 last year, okay? This is absolutely a postseason team. We were 11-6 last year, turned around, won the Super Bowl. It's three-peat season, baby. Okay, now let's switch gears to NBA real quick, okay? Because men's basketball is back, but I guess some people didn't get the message. According to Awful Announcing, ESPN's Wednesday opening doubleheader averaged 1.6 million views, down 42% from 2023's debut with who? Victor Wembanyama. And I really want you guys to join the conversation here. I want to know why you guys think the NBA's viewership is declining, popularity, all of that, because personally, I'm thinking it could be linked to like 4 things. I mean, number one, it's not as easy to watch with all of the various streaming services. I mean, even NBA League Pass has blackout games in lieu of local stations. I mean, you gotta have the right streaming service. I mean, there are games on HBO Max. No, wait, they're on ESPN Plus or they're on YouTube. I mean, it's a lot to keep up with, even for LeBron James. I mean, do you guys remember the viral video of LeBron James back in May at an AAU game and the dude right next to him pulls out his laptop and then he pulls up the Western Conference Finals game on Stream East, which brings me to number 2. People are using illegal websites to stream sports. I mean, we talked about this in a previous episode. Football and soccer over in the UK, really the big ones here. And even though the NFL is illegally streamed way more than basketball, the NFL still reigns top dog in legal views. The NFL made up 93% of most watched TV in 2023. So while it's not stopping all of the views, it is worth noting that studies show sports piracy costs $28 billion in lost revenue. So, you know, I mean, it's those things, but it's not stopping NFL, so why should we stop in the NBA, right? Or number 3, can the NBA's declining viewership be a result of what people are calling softer play? You often hear those critiques. The league is just not as fun to watch anymore. Or is it load management issues? You got star players who are sitting out games, and over time, maybe people are losing interest. And it was just last year that the NBA's player participation policy came into effect, seriously penalizing teams for resting stars beyond measure and requiring a certain amount of participation of players, especially star players, during national games, in-season tournaments, or else you get fined. You're exempt from MVP and other rewards. I mean, the NBA has taken the policy very seriously. The Sixers were just fined this week for making statements inconsistent with Joel Embiid's health. I mean, it seemed to kind of all kick off when Embiid made a public statement about not playing in back-to-backs probably at all this year because of a left knee condition. And the league investigated. They confirmed that Joel Embiid does have a knee injury and that it was okay for him to not play the first games. But the NBA did find fault with the Sixers organization for public comments that misrepresented Joel Embiid's health status. So the Sixers were fined $100,000, okay? They take it really, really seriously. Star players playing so important, especially in the big televised games, guys. And so, you know, if your favorite player's not watching, it's like, I don't want to see. And number 4, is there a lack of intense rivalries? Okay, and I like this one because right now we've got all these big super teams, right? That's always the critique of this generation too, right? And so where are the rivalries? You know, the heated ones like we used to have back in the day. The Bulls, the Pistons, the Lakers, the Celtics. Like, where is that anymore? Or is it number 5? And this is for the Gen Zers. Are their attention spans now too short to even sit through a 2 to 3 hour game? Preferring highlights on TikTok and YouTube Shorts instead? I mean, you know, let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious to know what's behind all of this. Okay, enough sports for now. Can we have some fun? Can we get into the Halloween spirit and talk my favorite scary movies from the past 25 years? Okay, keyword 25 years, all right? So this is gonna exclude some of the classics, some of my favorite movies, okay? Like John Carpenter's Halloween, Rosemary's Baby, Scream, Nosferatu. That one just scared the crap out of me as a kid. Silent film, and then you just see this vampire showing up and he's right behind her. She can't see him because she's in the mirror. vampires have no reflection. It's like, Nightmare on Elm Street. So not a lot of Freddy in this one. Return of the Living Dead. I love that zombie movie. That one was so good. It's like punk rock hilarious. The Shining, The Omen, Pet Sematary. I mean, there are just too many. So like I said, we're going to stick with my favorite movies of the past 25 years or so. Let's start. And we're going to begin with the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. As a kid, I watched this so many times. I think it's one of the best remakes of all time. And RIP to R. Lee Ermey. He actually played the sheriff in that movie, and he did a phenomenal job. He's iconic. And you'll also remember him as a sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. I mean, I think he improv'd that scene that he's really known for too. I'm not going to repeat it here, but it's a really, really great scene. Definitely miss him. Another movie, Hereditary, absolutely up there. When I first saw the movie though, I mean, it didn't hit me at first. I was with a friend at the movie. They were talking. So I guess I wasn't really focused, but when I saw it a second time at home and I'm totally zoned in and I'm like, oh my gosh, if ever some culty type satanic stuff were to happen, this is how it would happen. And it left me with really haunting imagery. Ari Aster did an amazing job with this movie, guys. And if you've never seen Hereditary, I would definitely recommend watching it tonight. Okay, because it's kind of like this slow burn creepiness. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to pay attention to plot or anything like that, or pay attention to the fine details, maybe not for you, but if you do, oh my gosh, Hereditary is definitely up there, okay? Another one I thought was absolutely fantastic, another remake, Evil Dead, okay? That one was so freaking good. I felt like it had all of the thrills, all of the scares, and the storyline was easy to understand. So for those of you, like I said, who don't like to pay much attention, the Evil Dead remake, and it was scary. That last scene, the last 5 minutes of the movie is insanity, okay? So you gotta check that one out. Oh, I also loved Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell, all right? This is a throwback one, and it's funny, but it also has jumps and scares, okay? I'm not saying that this is just some kind of, oh, that's a cinematic masterpiece, the epitome of what horror should be, but it is definitely fun to freaking watch if you're with your boo, any of that, check it out. Good for the kids too. I think kids should watch scary movies, prepare them for real life. But that one, Drag Me to Hell, I always go back to it. If it's ever on television, I'm watching it. I'm finding where it's streaming, all of that. And then I gotta give props to Insidious, because when that movie came out, it definitely scared me and it gave me nightmares. So I definitely rank it up there pretty high. And so guys, okay, like that woman in there, the witch who keeps appearing in photographs. Now, bear with me for a second. If you've ever seen the movie The Witches, that's based on the Roald Dahl book, there's this scene in that movie where there's a girl who's been trapped in a photograph, a girl who's been trapped in a painting, and she's aging, and then she finally disappears. She ends up dying in the painting. But the idea of being trapped in some kind of art, and I guess in Insidious, there's this witch who's ominously moving toward this boy and then this man to try to capture his soul over time. It was the freakiest concept, and so that woman scares the crap out of me. Another one, okay, The Ring and The Grudge, you gotta give it up. Those are classics. Obviously remakes, original versions from Japan. The Ring, it just freaks me out. 7 days. I mean, everybody was saying that when I was a kid. Oh yeah, Sixth Sense was actually kind of scary too. As a kid, at first, I wasn't paying attention to all the dialogue, but I've gone back many times, a little bit older, teenager, adult now, and I love that movie. It's really good. Actually really sad too. Sticking with, just scary, I mean, you gotta give it up for Saw, okay? Because when that came out, there was really not a lot of other things out there like that, and I appreciate it. Ooh, by the way, The Cube, that's a real throwback, but that's actually a goodie. If you like that movie, The Platform on Netflix, you should go back and watch like the OG version of it, The Cube, and then they've got like Cube Zero, all this kind of stuff. These people wake up in a cube and they're like, how did we get here? And so it's reminiscent, I think of, well, Saw is kind of reminiscent of that, I would say. Another one I really, really love, okay, The Hills Have Eyes. Oh my gosh, everything goes to crap like within the first 10 minutes of the movie, and it just pulls on your heartstrings because it's their family. You're seeing the sisters, the mom, the dad. It's like, how can things get any worse? So they front load it, but they still deliver on the back end. Hey, there's a new movie, Wrong Turn. I like the original Wrong Turn, but this one I really, really, really liked. Oculus, oh my gosh, the one with the mirrors, that one just freaks me out. And if you're looking for a good series, The Haunting of Hill House, I love that series. I always recommend it to people, and you could definitely binge watch it on Halloween or the day after. I mean, it's so good. It's written so well. And I think one of the producers or writers who did Oculus this helped with The Haunting of Hill House. And so I really, really, really love that series. It's one of my favorite series ever on Netflix. Black Phone with Ethan Hawke. I watched that movie and it was really, really sad. It played on some themes like The Lovely Bones, if you've ever watched that movie or read that book. And I really, really enjoyed that one. It's a good one. Is it like super scary? No, 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 but it's still in the horror category. Right, Train to Busan. That one's really good. Korean film, scary, zombies, train, horrible mix. But I like movies. I like zombie movies. I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead. That's always a fun one. It came out when I was a kid. And so kind of modern version, they're in the mall. It always played on my fantasy of like being trapped in a mall, but now we're with zombies, which is horrible. The Descent, that was really good. Oh my gosh. Girls are going on a trip in a cave and yeah, they encounter things, okay? And I like it. And it is spooky. It's going to make you jump for sure. And it's fun, but you can watch it. I think you could watch that alone, 100%. The Rental on Netflix, that's a good one, and it's streaming right now. I like this one a lot because Airbnb, I'm just going to leave it there. Airbnb, the worst things that could happen. That movie's good for that. I like the new Halloween remakes. And I'm just going to tell you this because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Halloween. It's something that I always have to watch on Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to be watching that today. And I love anything with Michael Myers, although when Halloween Ends, that movie came out, I was like, oh no, like, it just didn't hit, but I still like it. I still like it because anything with Michael Myers, guys, I am going to like, all right? And I also liked Rob Zombie's version of Halloween too because it gave us this kind of cool, weird, demented backstory of Michael Myers, and I really, really appreciated that. And since we're talking about Rob Zombie, then I got to talk about The Devil's Rejects. I got to talk about House of a Thousand Corpses. Totally demented, totally freaky, scary. You don't want any of those kinds of things happening to you, but definitely good movies to check out. The Terrifier movies, yeah, those are extremely gory, 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 gory. All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1, 2, 3. I saw it in the movies, which was freaking crazy. But I like watching the movies, but do they give me nightmares at night? No, I don't get that. And so, is it super scary? But is it sickening? Can it make you throw up sometimes? Sure. When I was in the movie watching Terrifier 3, I literally was screaming because there was somebody doing something. And I was like, no! Ah! Ah! Like, it was like that. And it was just natural. I was like, this... there's no words, okay? So you got to check out the Terrifier movies. Yes, there's the Human Centipede 1, 2, 3. The second one in black and white is absolutely insane. Like, make sure you have a strong stomach if you're watching these movies. And my thing is that it's not so much that they're scary, but they are freaky and gross. And I'm gonna be honest, when I saw the Human Centipede, I was watching it with a friend, and I could never really look at my friend the same way again because every time I did, it would remind me of the Human Centipede, which was absolutely disgusting. And so it was just like, it kind of destroyed how I looked at one of my friends. And I could keep going on and on and on, but we got to get to our interview segment. And I've got the SiAngieTwins in the house. They just dropped their new EP, 777, this week. So we're talking about that, their music career, love life, twin life. Yes, they're twins and more. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
First, I just want to commend you on all that you do. I feel like a lot of people get online and they see something like almost 5 million TikTok followers, 2 million on Instagram, almost 400,000 on YouTube. And, that people don't always appreciate all of the hard work that goes into that. And your guys' singing career, I mean, you guys have been at this since you were teenagers. Can we kind of go back in time and you kind of tell me how you all got started?
Yes. First of all, I want to say thank you. That means a lot.
Yes.
But first of all, we started. We was like 6 when we actually started. My brother would record us. Yes, my brother would record us in our basement, and he'll put our singles out on MySpace at the time. He actually ran MySpace. I know. And then things started getting a little more serious when we turned about 13.
Like 14, 13, 14.
Yeah, and then we was dropping EPs and singles, and ever since then, we just fell in love. We always been in love with music, so yeah, it's just a part of us. Is what we do.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Starting from such a young age. But I love that you mentioned your brother because, of course, No big deal. World champ, Danny Garcia. Who's heard of
Period.
him? I don't know. But I love it because I feel like everything with you ladies is a family forward effort. And while I was looking at your YouTube page, I'm going down and I'm seeing Garcia Family Business and how innovative and creative you guys are. That was like your own little reality show. But can we talk
Yeah.
about family and how it's played such a huge role in getting you ladies to where you are now?
Yes. Oh yeah, family for sure has played like a huge role like in our careers. As far as like my brother being my manager, my mom, she was my road manager for a minute. I feel like everybody in my family is very hands on with their own careers and also me and Siani's career. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So yeah. Yes, our siblings and our parents are definitely a big role in our career. They support us through it all. 100%, yeah. Through it all.
But you know what? I think there right now in today's society, I know you guys have seen the stories. There's always all this criticism about people like, oh, well, it's because her brother's a superstar or her parents are this and that. But I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't think anybody can say that about you ladies because of how hard you work. When I look at all of the videos that you guys put out, all of the content that you're constantly putting out on TikTok, I do a lot of content. That's not easy.
It's not. It's really not. Mm-hmm. We put a lot of hard work. At the end of the day, like, it all falls back on us at the end of the day because we got to put in our own work. We got to do our own thing. We got to make sure we drop music. We got to make sure we're making music. We got to make sure we're putting out content for our fans to see. So, yes, it is a lot of work. So, we definitely put in a lot of work and time into it.
People think it's a joke. I was just looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, they are just nonstop at it. But let's talk about the music. I love the vibes. I love this infusion, this Latin hip hop infusion, but that y'all got some vocals too. So
Yes,
can we
thank
talk
you.
about your genre? Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm loving what I'm hearing. It's definitely something I was getting ready for the show and I'm like listening to the music. I'm like, okay, fanned out. Okay, spit me some bars real quick.
Yeah. So I think really we dabble into everything like you mentioned, fanned out. That was like a rap record, went crazy. But we really dabble into everything. But we just dropped actually today our EP 777, and I want to say that gives more of an R&B, urban pop type of feel. So yeah.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank
Hold
you.
on, that's not a joke. Got
Yes.
a new album, 777, giving all lucky vibes and everything. So
Yes.
R&B vibes. I'm a fan of that because everybody keeps saying R&B is dead. So what kind of songs, what kind of feels are you giving us on this?
So some of the songs are R&B, like pop, so they're like hyper, but they still like, you can listen to them in the car, be in your feelings about them. You got it bad, yeah, you got it bad. And then we have a song on the EP, it's called Sanity. That's like straight R&B, like love vibes. If you just want to be in your bed, while you're in the shower, listening to it. All of them are those type vibes, but yeah.
No, this is the right time. People need that R&B, and we're going into the cozy season.
Right, right.
So
It's cuddle weather. Yeah, cuddle weather.
Exactly. So this is perfect. I cannot wait to listen to all of it. But let's talk about a little bit about who you ladies are. I do have some fun little questions for you, but before we get to that, I mean, what's your day-to-day lives like? I mean, your TikTok superstars, YouTube stars, I mean, all over you got the music going. I mean, what is your day-to-day? What's the 24 hours looking like? Oh,
So,
your aunts too, your aunties.
yes,
Can't leave that out. So, first of all, I think every day is kind of different for us, but I would feel like a basic SiAngieTwin day would be we get up, and recently we started working out, so that's what we will do. We always try to get a studio session in, and most of the time we just spending quality time with our family and like doing cool things, like maybe go to the carnival or movies. We're big on the movies, so we're always going to the movies. But yeah, that's like a basic day of the scenes. Yeah, if we're not working, we're definitely like here with the family, where our nieces. And Okay, so it's family. It's family. Do you have time for friends, or you guys? Because me, I'm a big family person. I'm spending like my free time. I'm spending like 85% of my time with my family. It sounds like you guys are the same.
No, yeah, that's literally us. We're always with our family, but we do have friends, and we spend some time with our friends as well. We'll go out with them or whatever. But yeah, most of the time we're with our nieces and nephews and mom and dad and brothers.
And they're so cute. They're so cute. I see them in your little TikTok videos. I'm like, oh, that's a movie. But and your mom is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Thank
oh my
you
God,
so
that
much.
woman is just breathtaking. But I was going to ask you guys, so Is it hard to balance, I mean, your personal lives with how busy you are on the business side of things? I mean, you're really, really young, and people like to have fun, they like to do things, but the kind of work that you're doing demands so much time. I mean, how do you find that
Yeah.
balance?
Um, I feel like um I feel like if the person or like people under have a good understanding like with us and like the lives we live, I feel like it's not a problem. But like I don't know, I just we make it work out pretty well. Yeah. We
That's
make it
good.
work out. Yeah.
Okay, so without getting a little personal, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to, but I just feel like since you're releasing an R&B album, a lot of that, you got to pull on the love, you got to pull on the past relationships or current ones. I mean, do you have time for a love life with your busy schedule?
I feel like yeah. I feel like yeah. I don't have a love life right
See,
now,
you
but
better answer too. Don't be not answering.
I'm a little loner right now. But I feel like yeah. I feel like sometimes, like I said, if it's with the right person and they have an
Yeah.
understanding, it's nothing. Like they'll come along or whatever.
It's kind of scary when your brother is a boxer because it's like no matter who you take home, he got the man's waiting in case, and your dad too. Oh my God, your dad's
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah, they both crazy. Everyone says that. That's so funny. But yeah, it's like it's funny because my past or whatever, they would be like, they'll ask me like, if I come over, is he gonna like bug out or whatever? I'm like, no, he's chilling. Like he's chilling for the most part. My dad, Danny, and my oldest brother, they're very protective though. So it's like, yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say it. And then also, just growing up in Philly and everything. I mean, I'm from the city. I'm from Kansas City. People think it's the country. It's not. But I just feel like Philly. It just sounds so gritty and it's rough. I know some people from Philly. Like, how has that influenced your music, or has it made you tougher? Because I feel like with an online presence, you're always gonna hear nasty things, and I
Right.
feel like it's really important that the younger generation is able to, get beyond all of that if possible. And I feel like, well, I guess I'm asking, I mean, has your upbringing, where you're from, made things a little bit, easier for you to navigate the world, the nasty world of social media and all the negativity?
Yeah, I would feel like it definitely. We definitely do have tough skin. Um, I feel like our parents actually just raised us to have tough skin. Like, just don't care what no one got to say, and like don't read comments because the internet
Mhm.
can be a little harsh sometimes. But you just gotta like look past that and like we love to do music, so it's something we love to do. We don't like to get like let people's opinions interfere with what we got going on. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like it definitely made us have like tough skin.
No, I love that. It's so important because I feel like when you have such a large presence like that, I mean, you're getting thousands, tens of thousands of
Mhm.
people who are just putting their opinions on you. And it's like, I'm jamming
Yeah.
out to something, you know what I'm saying? Then you see somebody saying something crazy, and it's like, but a lot of
Yeah.
people, it stops them from getting to the level that you are. So if you have any
Yeah.
advice for anybody, what would that be?
Yeah. I would say my advice would be just stay true to yourself. Um, and especially in the music industry, just stay consistent. Don't let nobody get in your ear about anything. If you love it, then you love it. Just go for it. And yeah. Because at the end of the day, good or bad, people are going to have opinions anyway. Regardless, yeah. So it really, you could be the best person in the world, and people are still going to have something negative to say about you. So do what you love, stay consistent, and don't let no one's opinions like ruin what you got going on. Yeah, don't let it navigate you in the wrong way.
Know for one of your songs, real quick, let's just jump back to the music here, that you kind of, sampled some of, I guess, another Puerto Rican sister, Jennifer Lopez. As you're growing up as young girls, I mean, who were the artists that you looked to and were like, oh, inspired by?
Oh yeah, for sure, J Lo. I would say Alicia Keys. I loved Alicia Keys growing up.
Mm.
Rihanna as well. Rihanna, like all around the board, has been my like all time favorite.
What about your dream collaboration? If there's one artist that you guys could collaborate with, I mean, who would that be?
That's a good question because there's so many good artists.
Give me
I
three
would
then. Give me one apiece for the twins.
all right. I would definitely say if I could collab with somebody, it would definitely be Rihanna. Like that would be just like
Woo,
damn.
fire.
Like for me, I feel like a song with. Let me think. Let me get a real valid answer. I feel like I don't want to say Rihanna because she already said that. But
I
we really
know.
do love Rihanna. You gotta say something else. All right. So I feel like a good collaboration that will go crazy. I feel like a song with Drake would be dope. Oh yeah, Drake will be crazy. That would be dope. Cause you
Yeah,
know
no,
he
I
be making
love
the love songs and stuff.
that would be crazy. But I love the Rihanna though because it's like the Barbadian, the Puerto Rican. I
Yeah.
just feel like that's giving all what you need to get. But
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, ladies, because I'm actually coming to the East Coast next month, and everybody was telling me, but I'm going to NYC. I don't know if y'all go to NYC often, but it's not that far.
Yeah.
Somebody say get the coochie fritos. Is that like Puerto Rican
Wait.
or is that?
Wait. What? Get the what?
They say get the coochie fritos. Is that a thing?
Wait, what? I have no idea what that is. I might be the coochie fritos.
Yes.
Like coochie?
No, like no, they say it's like maybe it's Dominican. Maybe I'm asking the wrong.
Maybe it's Dominican. I never heard of coochie fritos. Coochie fritos.
They say
I know
get the
fritos
coochie
is like.
fritos.
Yo, that's so hilarious. That's so funny.
What are some of the best foodie places in Philly?
It's a lot. I would say, and everybody comes to Philly, they want like a cheesesteak or cheesesteak or whatever. And usually like tourists go to like Past Steaks or Geno's, but like you gotta go to like Gym Steaks or something. Like that's a good one. If you want to come to Philly, get yourself a nice cheesesteak. Budokan is good. I'm sure they got that other places though. If you want to try Latin food, we love Freddy's and Tony's. Like Freddy's and Tony's in Philly, they got some good Puerto Rican food. Yeah, they got some good Puerto Rican food. So does what's that one called? Damn. I don't know. Damn. I usually always know this name. Now I don't know the name. Hold on.
Let's do like a little fun little Q&A here, okay? I've got some for you guys, and so both of you ladies got to participate, Cece and Angie, because you're going to be answering questions about yourselves pretty much, okay? So you ready? It's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy.
All right. Whew, got me a little nervous.
No, it's not. It's not crazy. I don't do people like that. I don't do people like that. Okay. All right. Who takes longer to get ready?
Her 100%. 100%. I get ready like 30 minutes max. For real.
You look amazing, both of you. So, but I feel you. She want to take her time. She want to soak in the tub, light the candles. Like I feel you.
Yeah, she be taking her time. I'm dead.
Okay, so of you two, who's more likely to start an argument?
Girl. All right, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably me. But
whoa,
yo, you funny. We take turns. Not, but yeah, because you can start arguments too. She's like the pusher, like she pushes buttons, and then I get to arguing.
Okay, so she's the instigator, and then you're the regulator.
Yeah. It's like, no, I take the lean. I take the lean.
Okay, so just a bridge from that question. I guess both of you ladies got to know how to fight since you come from a fighting family.
I'm crying. I mean, if I got to, I don't condone violence. I don't like. If I got to, it's like that. We don't condone the violence, but if we have to, your hands is going up.
Okay. I just had to ask because I'm like, for me, I'm always like trying to, I'm like, look at them. I'm gonna keep But okay. All right. If one of you had to survive a day without a phone, who would crack first?
Damn, that's a good question because for real, I know we're like we be on social media and stuff, but we're like honest, we don't be on our phone a lot. Yeah. But I know it's not surprising because, but I don't know who would crack first. Maybe.
Well, I guess both of you, since y'all, I mean, nobody would because you're just at home chilling with the fam then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good girls, these SiAngieTwins. Okay. Okay. So, now this one I'm just curious about. Okay, so what is the weirdest twin telepathy moment you've had? Because they say that about the twins. Like, y'all be thinking the same. Y'all be like, I just thought of that. Give me something.
So I would say the weirdest one, it wasn't even with thinking. It was she had like fell outside when we were kids. And I was inside with my mom and I kept complaining my knee was hurting so bad. Like I was like crying because my knee was hurting. And Cece had came inside and her knee was gushing blood. So that was like the weirdest one. Like I literally felt her pain. It was crazy. Yeah.
That is freaking crazy. I knew there was gonna be something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What is one thing? So Cece and Angie, give me your individual answers here. What is one thing that you wish that people knew about you?
I feel like one thing, it's really not that big of a deal, but a little bit more of my personality. Even though I can put it out there and whatever, but I feel like like just like me. Like I don't know how to explain. I feel like if you sat down with me like for an hour or 2 hours and we talk like really talk, I feel like that's what I want for somebody to know. Yeah, because we're actually like really bubbly and goofy. Like we don't really show our goofy side, but every time someone like meets us in person, they're like, "Yo, y'all are dumb funny." Like I would have never thought that. They always think we're gonna be like serious and serious because naturally, me and Angie's face is like very serious. So people be like, "Yo, I would have never thought y'all was like that. Y'all are like so nice and down to earth." Mm-hmm. But yeah, but for me, I would say
Philly in you that makes you have to look tough at all times. Like
I don't know. I just feel like when someone has just a natural bitch face.
facts.
Like we naturally, like if we're just sitting there, people be like, "Yo, you mad?" I'm like, "No, I'm really not mad. I'm actually having the time of my life right now." But it's just my face be looking so serious. Yeah. I hate that, but yeah, it's just like a natural bitch face or whatever.
I love it though. But that combined with like all the followers, I feel like sometimes guys will be like, "Oh, she looks like she's stuck up." But when I was looking through your stuff, I was like, "No, these girls are funny because you got to get on your TikTok because once I'm on the TikTok, they're baddies and everything, but they over here having the time of their lives. They be cracking me up."
Yeah, for real. Our TikTok, we show it on there yet.
Is there anything else that you guys want to share with the audience before we close out?
Yes, I just want everyone to go tap into our new EP that we dropped, 777. It's a 4 EP album. I feel like you guys will love it. We put so much hard work and dedication into this album, and we were so excited to drop it. So y'all go make sure y'all tap into 777. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Everybody, make sure you go check out 777. I know I'm about to be streaming it now because I'm excited. All right, guys, that is our show. And before we close out, these are not real tattoos. I know some people are going to be looking at me on YouTube like, what in the world? I'm wearing a skirt, and you can see these Harley Quinn tattoos that I have left over. But anyway, join the convo online. I love hearing your guys' sports takes. Definitely want to hear all of your top scary movies. Make sure you like and subscribe and review and rate if you're listening to the podcast on Apple or Spotify. I wish you a very happy Halloween. See you guys back here next week.